Hi, my name is Patanjali Venkatacharaya. I'm the Chief Evangelist and Architect in the Applications User Experience at Oracle. Very happy to be here in Quito, beautiful Quito, Ecuador. My very first time here. Really wonderful to meet the customers and partners in the area. So I'm in the User Experience organization, which is very different from user interface. And it requires a lot of different skills working through the complex architecture to build next-generation user experiences. My role in the company is really to act as the main liaison between the worldwide R&D organization, our customers and partners worldwide, around user experience. And part of the reason for that is that many of our customers understand user interface. They don't understand what user experience is. This is a huge value that Oracle is bringing to the table. And I kind of act like a global translator, taking all these complex things that we're doing in Fusion middleware and making them seem simple to the customers and partners who may not have the technical background. So this is primarily what I do. So I spend a lot of time on the road working with customers and partners, talking at events, and also helping the sales force, especially during the fourth quarter, where a lot of key buying decisions today around the world are made around user experience. So my talk today was about how Fusion middleware built the Fusion user experience. Part of this is that we see that a lot of applications customers don't necessarily understand the technical architecture that's driving all of this. And we also get a lot of questions about what the roadmap is for Oracle. And what I try to tell people is this, is that it's really important to understand what the technology architecture and investment is within Oracle. That's Fusion middleware. And when you understand that that is sort of the very critical piece that's holding everything in a stack together, and for user experience, it's what enables all the user experiences, that's really important for applications customers to understand. But usually on the middleware side, most of that is communicated to technical people. I try to change that. With this presentation, it was about opening the door and the eyes to more non-technical folks in the application side who would find this very, very interesting and very useful, and they didn't know about it. Much of the questions and feedback that I got was like, wow, I never knew about this. I never heard about this. This is something very different. And that's exactly the experience that I want people to come away with, to say, I learned something new, something I didn't understand before, I now understand, and they're thinking about the possibilities. And so this is kind of what the talk was about today, to introduce those Fusion middleware innovations that relate directly to user experience. I mean, I think this is fantastic because for a company as large as Oracle, it is very difficult to support every country in the world, 147 countries that we're in. And so the more that partners and customers and users in the region can get together and share the information, provide a venue for people like myself and Noel and others from Oracle to come, also ACE directors and so on, to come and share the latest and greatest, I think it's great. And for me, it's always wonderful to hear what customers in different parts of the world are trying to do. And from the user experience side, it's wonderful to learn about some of the challenges, because our job in user experience, we love to hear the bad news. There are parts of the company that don't want to hear the bad news. We're the opposite. If there are problems and customers in Ecuador say, this user experience does not work for us as a problem, we're all over it. We want to know the problems so we can find the way to solve it and get it into the next design cycle. So I think that user groups like here in Ecuador have a very important role to play, and I think the more that we connect with each other and bring in a way for us to connect with you, there's a lot of mutual benefit. So, and I've seen that here with the audience as well, and talking to them afterwards. I mean, just a lot of interest and a lot of interesting questions and concerns. And this is exactly why we're here. Well, as I said, I think that the user groups, like the one in Ecuador and the region, is really the way to get the best out of your Oracle investments, whatever that might be, database, middleware, applications, anything, acquisitions. And so being a part of a user group has a lot of benefits for the customers joining, because sometimes you quickly find in a room that other people are having the same challenges as you, and somebody, one or two people, may have already solved it, which will save you time, save you money. And so I think if members understand that the sharing is not just about being a member of a club, but it's about this sort of getting value, then it's very powerful. And we see that in certain markets where the user groups have become very, very big and established, like in the UK, for example, it's very, very large. Brazil is also growing. You know, it's amazing. The customers can't think of being anywhere else because they're getting all the answers to their questions in one place. So I think this is really the power of having the user group and extending it, and eventually having the Ecuador user group participate in the regional events, you know, in coordination would be wonderful as well, because then that just gives more, you know, if you're all Spanish-speaking countries, you can share that knowledge easily with each other. Why not? If a customer in Colombia can help an Ecuador company solve a critical problem or issue or concern, everybody wins, right? So this is kind of where I think, why I think it's valuable for customers and partners to become a